Hey friends, welcome back to my studio. I hope you're having a great day today. I'm going to paint some Queen Anne's lace. I found a pretty reference photo on Paint My Photo. I believe the purple flowers are chicory. I'll link this photo in the video's description. I'm not going to paint this complicated of a painting. We're going to make it easier. I've got a 10 by 10 inch canvas from Michaels. I just love these. They're the 1.5 inch thick, gallery wrapped in spline. They're really fun. I've tightened it up with some water. I can link how to do that in this video's description. I'm going to paint it yellow oxide just to give it a warm base and hopefully a warm overall feel to the painting. Okay, let's have some fun. Let's just chat for a quick minute here. So I've dried it with a hairdryer, but still kind of sticky. I put some white, titanium white out on my palette. I used a 2-inch flat brush from Blick Art Materials. You can get these other places, they're really inexpensive, but it makes quick work, so I like that. And all I'm thinking right now is light to dark. One thing I'm kind of playing with is, do I leave a yellow sky? I did that with a birch tree painting and it worked. But that makes me nervous. You know, do I want any trees? I need to find my reference photo here. I don't know if I want any trees. There's a lot of trees in the background, but we could put some trees off in the distance. But I do know I want some of this yellow to come through, or at minimum, even if I end up over painting this, I'll have a warmer painting than if I left it white or painted it blue or something. I'm kind of tempted to add a little blue. If it's too thin, it's going to look green because it'll blend. It won't blend because it's dry, but it'll kind of blend optically with the yellow. Okay guys, I'm going to let this dry for a little bit and I'll be back. Hey friends, let's stop a minute. I'm using a 1-inch brush from Loew, L-O-E-W-Cornell. I don't know if you can see that better. And I've done this sort of grass pattern before. It's pretty. I haven't done these colors before quite like this, so that's fun. I'm using red oxide. So that's right here. I'm using yellow, hi Freckles. I'm using titanium white. Titanium white, that's right there. Yellow oxide, which I think I showed you in the beginning. Prussian blue, where's Prussian blue? Prussian blue hue. So those are 3 muted primary colors. Mars black. Where's my Mars black? And then one thing I did do, so when I took Prussian blue and yellow oxide and made the green, I put a little cad yellow in there to warm it up because it was just a little too muted for me. I wanted it a little brighter. And I also put some cad yellow into my Prussian blue yellow oxide, but more blue green puddle. So this has more yellow oxide, that has more Prussian blue. They both have a little bit of cad yellow medium hue in them to brighten them up just a bit. You don't have to do that. And then I'm just thinking there's kind of a V here of the red coming down. You know, dark corner here, there's a little black, brown. Oh, the brown is red oxide, yellow oxide, and black. It leans to the red side just a little bit. You could put more yellow oxide in if you don't want it to be as reddish. Oh, hang on guys, I'll be right back. Okay, I think it was about done. I talked long enough on the phone, I don't remember where I left off. I think one of the things I'm thinking about doing, oh, so I took out my T-square and found about 1/3 of the way down and put a straight line, but now I've pretty much lost the straight line. I didn't really need it. It's just, you don't have to do it on 1/3. It's just an easy way if you don't know where to put things. It's just, for me, it's easy. It works. I'm thinking about maybe taking a little of my light orange. So that's the red oxide and yellow oxide, a lot more yellow oxide than red oxide. And then maybe softening some of these. Maybe grab a little yellow oxide. And I'm just going to play probably with I'm not quite so nervous about the yellow sky either. Oh, I had put a lighter section in the yellow sky because it was making me nervous. I don't know if I needed to do that because if I have a little bit darker yellow oxide, then the Queen Anne's lace would stand out better. But I can also put some greens or something and then build the Queen Anne's lace on top of that. So a lot of times I get nervous about my backgrounds too soon. I do that a lot. Yeah, I kind of like that softer, I think. And then have it get dark even more. That makes it darker as you go down. I love doing this sort of zigzaggy. I should really try something different, but it's fun. It's relaxing. I tend to want to put things in the middle, so that's why I pulled that over that way, because this is pretty much middle right here. All right, I might be pretty good on the grass for now, and it might be time to put in some flowers. I'm going to step back from it, and I'm going to line, oh, I think that's just white. Here, we could just make it a little stronger. It looked like a scratch. It might be pretty good. I'm grabbing a little yellow oxide, a little white. I'm going to kind of break up this line a little bit. So a simple way to keep a viewer in the painting is to have like darker corners. I don't really hear that's the same value. That's something you can do. And then I tend to always, not always, but I'll have quite a few brush strokes in the situation pointing in. I grabbed a little white, a little yellow oxide, maybe a little more white. Is that going to be dark? Oops, I don't know if I want to come down that far. So this is what I do. I just kind of play with it. And see, now I've got two. I've got kind of, so this V comes down, but I don't want this one to come down as much. Just to try and be random. A lot of times when I'm talking with you guys or like during a live, I find I do that more. It's harder for me to stay on track or whatever you want to call that. I'm just looking for a darker color because my brush is dirty. So I grabbed a little black there. Oh, now it's kind of, I want it to, the values to kind of blend in. Oh, I think we're getting there. I think that's good enough. I think I'm overthinking it. All right, I'm going to dry this with a hair dryer and I'll start putting in some flowers. I'll be back in a bit. Just a couple thoughts. I used, I don't know what the, sorry guys, red oxide and Prussian blue to make kind of a purpley gray color. And then that's what that is right there. I was trying to remember the proportions, but I don't. I think I ended up putting quite a bit of blue in it. I started out with a lot of red oxide, but I ended up putting quite a bit of blue in it. And then I'm just using a 3/4 inch, I don't think it's quite an inch, flat brush. I got this one from US Art Supply. I've got a link down in my video's description. Well, it's not quite. Well, it is if I were to, here, let's measure it. Yeah, it's 3/4 of an inch. And I'm just putting in marks for the Queen Anne's lace. And kind of, I'm thinking working dark to light. And then I also am changing the color a little bit so they're not all purple. You can do them all purple. I've got a big seed pod right here. And then like in many of my videos, I'll come back with some weeds over the top to push them back too. So I'm just playing. I thought maybe I'd demo. All right, let's make this one purple. So I scribbled on the basic shape. This one I did with watercolor pencil. This is a white charcoal pencil. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, and I moved my phone to the left because I realized I had my background was kind of going downhill because I had the phone almost straight, but then I'm standing to the right painting, and I needed to get in front of my painting a little bit more to make sure things are going straighter. I love this great purple. It's really pretty. And then with these, I'll come, like this one came back with several colors. I'll put more color in there. Put some white too. Oh, and Mr. Sun's up over here is what I'm thinking. I do, when in doubt and I'm starting to make things up, I usually put my sun top left, just out of habit. Oops, I'm trying to leave some of the, like this, I left some of the background showing through. I need to, I may end up covering it up. I need to try to remind myself to do that. So I might grab a little more white just so I can see. I'm already covering up the background showing through. If I do that, I can come back with color. Just kind of like sky holes in a tree, and come back with flower holes. I think I'm gonna make this one kind of the purple gray. This one has purple and blue in it. I think I might have blue, 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 purple, 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 just in general. So I'll make this all as I'm chatting with you guys and painting in real time. Okay, so this one might have like a stem. That actually shows. I don't know what's going to go over what yet, so then I just stop it. let's try and let some of my background show through. I can always cover it up. And I just kind of twist, and I'm stamping pretty much, and I'm moving, twisting, turning, trying to get random marks because I would like to line them up. A lot of artists talk about it. I think that's a thing that many brains like to do. That's kind of pretty. I like that. Kind of like the layers are going to help. Just playing with these. Okay, guys, I'm going to work. Well, here, maybe I'll finish this one. I was going to get rid of you guys. That's not cool. If you've listened this far, put not cool in the comments. That'll make me laugh. Because I'll probably, by the time this video posts in a few weeks, I won't remember. And I'm like, why is everybody saying not cool? I'm like, what? What's going on? Just looking for a lighter color. Oops. Maybe we'll just go some pretty much straight up white. You know what might be kind of nice is some light yellow up in here. Maybe on top of some of this white. Maybe I need it a little darker too. Okay, I think that one's good for now. This one's drawing so dark I don't really see it. That's pretty. Okay, I'm going to work on the last two and I'll be back in a bit. Hey friends, I thought I'd pop in. So I've been working on this for 3 hours today. So that's all the flowers. Oh, some of the background too. And as you know, I started with darker colors, added some warmer colors, some lighter colors, changed brush stroke direction. Sometimes I get too many little pieces in there. I'm wondering if that one has too many little pieces. I need to step back. Then like I'll put like a big stroke in, then I paint it out. So I had little lines here, and then I thought, well, let's just put a more confident flat stroke right there. What else? I think it's time. Oh, so the whole point is as it develops, my brush strokes become even more deliberate and slower. Like, oh, I think I want some light here. Do I want any light down here? Maybe a little. I put in some blacks, but I didn't put any black on that one because it's off in the distance. Do I want to pull? I'm thinking about pulling this one over. So I might grab some brown. We can make it green too, but the brown will be strong. Maybe even black. Well, it's gonna be black there. And then I could put like a little, How that one had more contrast, so it comes forward. This one doesn't have as much contrast, so it goes back. You don't have to like think about it with everything. Oh, and then like these don't have, they're just like one brush stroke. I don't know what they are. But when they have less detail, that also pushes them back. Less detail, less contrast. But I think it's time to put some, I've kind of got a hole here. Oh, this is pretty. I'm looking at it in my phone. Oh, and my phone sagged a little bit. Hang on, we're gonna wiggle. The weight of the phone eventually pulls my video arm down. I'm gonna step back. Yeah, I've kind of got a hole here that's bugging me a little bit, or an empty space. But maybe all we need to do is just I want to push that one back. I could push that one back. I'm gonna go for it. All right, so we're gonna grab a little, oh, actually a little orange might be kind of nice. And then one thing I do too is, I don't know if I can get that in frame. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I pull some of the stems and things onto the other side. And then normally I would, see if we can kind of angle it a little bit so it doesn't stick to my easel. It can dry. So I can make maybe this lighter because it doesn't really show up here. I think that might work. Might be too light, but let's just leave it alone. Leave it alone. And then maybe I'll just put in like some straight up orange. Oh, which way? Maybe this way. So kind of blob. And then I've done that shape before. Make it, grab some orange again and do it again. I think that's going to be good, and I think it's going to dry darker. Okay. I think I'm about done. I'm going to play with it a little bit and then I'll be back. I'm calling it done, friends. I like the yellow sky. I will link the birch tree painting where I painted a yellow sky. The more I do it, the less it's gonna make me nervous because I know I can get it to work. I like that it pushes me out of my comfort zone, and it also frustrates me. You know, because painting a cute little bee painting is in my wheelhouse. Or painting a little sunflower and bee painting, you know. But it's also, it's good. And then I'm much looser, which I like. That was one of my goals too, is to paint it looser. Nothing wrong with tighter. I was just trying to get it to be more brushy. And that's one thing about Queen Anne's lace, is I think it's easier to do that with than like with a daisy or the sunflower I just showed you. And then I also wanted to show you quick, hopefully this is in frame. Well, most of it is. This is the same color palette, except for this doesn't have cad yellow. I used a little cad yellow in my greens in the other one. But just in case you want to see another video, I'll link that in this video's description in case you want another video with the same color palette. Oh, and I paint here. We'll give you a little tour. I need to scoochy things. I'm standing on my microphone cord. Okay, so I painted the sides. Just simple. You know, brush stroke, different directions, different values. I think that's really pretty and fun. I really like the colors. This is one, right at the moment, this is one of my favorite color palettes. And I painted this one too. It's a little different. It has one of those rectangle strokes. like a seed pod. Hopefully you can see that in there. If you guys could see me leaning over and looking. Okay, so let's see how close I can get this and give you a tour. Let me know if you give something like this a try. Oh, I've got a traceable for another Queen Anne's lace painting. Geez, there's going to be a lot linked in this video's description. I'll link that in this video's description. Layers. Layers and building up the values to white. Or almost white. You don't have to use white. And then I came with some, back in with some black. Or mix like a really dark purple or blue. That would be gorgeous too. Oops, I'm crooked. Everything's at an angle here. Okay, that was really fun. I think you guys will really like this one. I super appreciate your support. You guys are making all this possible. I couldn't do this without all of you. Great big happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye guys.